Had to run back to my seat.
Yeah. So excited to talk about this movie.
Could say I was a running man. Hello, Pose. Welcome back to Two Pose in a Pod. I am your host, Leon, here with co-host Haylo today.
Wow, I get co-host title? That's
Yes.
cool. Sick.
When you are the other Po here, you get co-host.
Cool.
But I'm glad she's returning. And we're here for Spoiled It, which is our podcast where we review movies, and we give a spoiler-free review now, actually towards the beginning, in the middle, and then at the end we're going to give you a warning, and we're going to go into spoiler territory, and you'll know, it's a pretty big warning, so they're going to know when we're about to go to spoilers, But yeah, so it's going to be very short actually for this movie because there's really not a whole lot to spoil here.
It's kind of like a standard plot, but we'll get to it.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
But yeah, we'll get to that eventually, but it's going to be shorter than most Spoiled It's are in terms of the Spoiled It section. But yeah, so this is the Running Man movie, which is actually a Stephen King story.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was like, they were like written by.
Because didn't it say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did say it in the beginning.
And then also they made an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that did not, I guess, follow the source material as closely as this did.
Okay.
But
I've never seen the first one as a Poe.
It's a classic.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I need to watch now.
Actually, I shouldn't say it's a classic, but it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun little movie, and honestly, it's pretty campy, and it's just like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, like when he was making those classic movies of his time,
like Arnold
like
Schwarzenegger in Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. But yeah, when he was making his classics, Arnie, it was kind of in that time. But it's pretty good. There's not really anyone else in it from what I remember, so it's kind of like Commando or something where it's like mainly Arnie.
Yeah.
Is like the highlight, but yeah, it's pretty good. This one was kind of being hyped up because Edgar Wright is doing it. He's directing it, and he's directed like Scott Pilgrim and Baby Driver.
Oh, I like Baby Driver.
Yeah, and I think
gals know about it.
I think those are the only two of his that I've seen, actually, are those two. And I think you too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't seen, like, Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz or...
No, I don't think I've seen
those. There's a couple other ones he did, like Last Night in Soho or something like that.
Oh, I heard about that one. I've never seen that.
No, like Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I haven't seen a lot of his. I've seen those two, and I like those. But yeah, so I kind of didn't have high hopes for this, but I kind of went into it like being like, I feel like this is going to be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I wasn't like wowed by the trailers or anything. But honestly, and it's not because I don't dislike this actor, but like a certain Poe does, Dan. He does not like Glen Powell.
He does not like Glen Powell.
And Glen Powell doesn't like him either. They actually have like a special poster that they gave us, and they said this is for Dan, I guess.
I'm coming for you.
Well, let me see it. They probably need a close up. Coming for you.
Look
at that.
Dan.
This is a rare poster. You can win this actually if you comment. If you're the first one to comment on the video.
First one to comment on the video.
It's
signed.
Yeah, it's signed too by Glen Powell. But
totally not forged.
We didn't forge it. But yeah, so he's kind of like Arnie was. He's kind of the highlight here. And there's kind of one other actor that's in this that's a surprise, but he was in the trailers, I guess, too. But I see on the cast list on IMDb, they're kind of trying to keep it secret. But should we save that?
Are we talking about
the actor? Do you think we should save it?
Are we talking about
supposedly maybe a spoiler?
Antagonist?
No, the like kind of surprise character towards the end. He wears a hat.
Why can't I remember
It's like
this
a
right
comedic
now?
actor.
Okay.
Comedic
Oh,
actor.
yeah.
I feel like you still don't remember, but
Why am I blanking? It's only because we're not spoiling it. Also, we saw the
Okay,
movie. Guys, we saw the movie last week.
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, we're a little late.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Pose.
We're sorry. We're sorry we're late on this one. We had to get the Predator. We're already late on Predator. We had to get to that one first. So, but, yeah. So, it was... I'm just going to say it because it was in the trailer, so I don't give a shit. But Michael Cera.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Now I remember.
Because that was
you
in
just
the
had
trailers,
to tell me
right?
the actor.
I feel like there was like a trailer like where he had like the gun and he was like pumping it, like that part.
Yeah.
I feel like that was in the trailer or whatever. But yeah, I see they're kind of trying to hide it now almost, but it's a small part anyway. Like if you're coming in here thinking he's gonna be in it a lot, you're gonna be disappointed. I think his part's kind of fun, but like it's very small, I would say, ultimately.
But I do like his part.
Yeah, and it has plot importance too, but it's just kind of, it felt like, because I think, he worked with him on Scott Pilgrim. It was just kind of like, I like this actor. I'm just going to throw Michael Cera in here for a little bit. But yeah, otherwise, besides that, it's kind of the Glen Powell show.
The Glen Powell show.
But it is also, what's his face? Thanos, Josh Brolin. He's in this. It's kind of the villain.
It's him. Literally, we were in the theater, and he started talking, and I just looked at Leon, and I was like, you just know it's Josh Brolin.
That's the spirit, Ben. Just being a fucking cock stooge the whole time. Like, where I feel like he just, like, the entire time, like, just, like, you're like, fuck this guy. Like, there was nothing really, like, too much to him, but, like, he played, like, the prick pretty well. Where you're like, I do want to just, like, punch this guy in the face.
Oh, yeah. He was a total
Because, like, he was
asshole.
just, like, he was kind of, like, almost giving you, like, encouragement, actually, of, like, the things you did. Like, that's the spirit. Like, blah, blah, blah. You're like, fuck you. Wish you would actually tell me to go fuck myself. Like, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did a pretty decent job, even though it's a pretty generic character. And then Coleman Domingo.
Oh yeah.
As the
host.
Kind of the host.
That gave me like Hunger Games.
Yeah, because he's not the creator, but he's the host.
Yeah, but he
because he's kind of got
like Hunger Games vibes because if you remember,
he's kind of the face, right?
Yeah, it's like kind of like a competition.
Yo.
It is a competition.
Yeah, it's very Hunger Games-esque, I guess, right?
No.
Because it's like a kind of a game like
it's
that.
It's a game, pretty much. It's a TV show, game show.
Which is kind of interesting that there's been a lot of movies like that in recent years, if you think about it. So like, but yeah, like it's kind of got those
TV shows, movies.
Those are kind of the main actors here for like, I guess, recognizable actors, right? And I think, for people wondering, Michael Cera, like we said, very in it for a kind of a cameo, glorified cameo. Does a pretty good job and kind of has plot significance, so it's pretty cool. But Josh Brolin is the antagonist and is in it a pretty good amount, but there's not much to his character either. He's kind of very generic, even though he does a really good job.
Oh, yeah.
And then Coleman Domingo I thought was great, though. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Like, he just had a lot of, like, energy, I feel like. And
I love Coleman Domingo.
Yeah. And it was also kind of interesting that, like, I guess the trajectory of kind of, like, what ended up happening with his character and stuff, too, I guess. That surprised me a little bit, too. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, so I guess those are kind of the main people here. And then, obviously, we have to talk about Glenn, since he's the star here.
The Glen Powell show.
But yeah, what did you think of Glenn in this movie? Because I feel like we talked about how our friend Dan doesn't like him at all.
Damn.
But I'm kind of in the middle where I feel like I don't dislike him like Dan does, but I'm like, I feel like I haven't seen him in something where he's like wowed me yet though. I've seen him in things where he's been good. I just haven't seen him in something where you're like, okay, he has like range actually. Like he could do like a real, like I could see him doing like a chameleon role or something where he's like totally like out of the box, like not himself, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of plays like similar roles. And that's kind of why he's hitting that like leading man kind of, the new leading man kind of one they're pushing on us sort of thing too. But I think he does a good job actually, like with a lot of things. One thing I'll say about him that I feel like, I don't know if it was the script, I don't know if it was like what it was necessarily, but like some of the comedy with him was not working for me. Like the shit that was also kind of in the trailer where he's like, you can like kiss my ass, or like, and like slaps his ass or whatever. I was like, this is fucking stupid. And like I like stupid humor and stuff too, but it was just kind of like
too corny.
Yeah, and it was just like so monotone and stuff too, or you know what I mean, where it wasn't like I don't know how to describe it.
Didn't really fit the vibe.
Yeah. But Edgar Wright's kind of known for his comedy and like injecting kind of a little bit of comedy into these things and stuff too. So that's why I was like, I feel like it's not the script. Like maybe the script isn't amazing, but I feel like it's more that like maybe he's not the best actor that you should have had here. Because like if you wanted to do more of that sort of comedy stuff, I don't think he was the actor to really pick for that. I mean, I know like we're also doing this review coming off of, I guess he was just on SNL and I haven't seen that yet. But I've kind of heard mixed things of what people were saying about him on that too, where some people I guess were saying he had like the worst monologue ever or something like that.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I did not watch it. I
But
haven't watched SNL in a while.
But like, you know, I think the reason I brought it up was just because like his comedy was not working for me really here. And there was other beats where I feel like he was doing fine for me. And it was like him with his like wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it wasn't like amazing, but I was like, okay, like this is working. Like he's not like their chemistry or like their dialogue isn't like bad or anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't like amazing or anything either, but I was like, okay, I feel like he has maybe some acting ability. But then when it comes to some of these comedy things, like I said, like I don't know, I just yeah, it was really falling flat for me.
I didn't hate it. I didn't like. I wasn't like. Wow,
was there really
that movie
any
was
parts with him that like made you laugh, like with the comedy stuff?
Not that I can think of. If there was anything memorable that made me laugh, then I would remember it.
I feel like the only part that was like when he like threw the grenade and then the guy like kicked it back at him almost, but like that was in the trailer also, so it was like
everything was in the trailer.
Yeah, well, it was kind of is one of those movies where they did show a lot of shit in the trailer. So yeah, and like I remember I had that problem with like something like Alien Romulus or something too, where it was like, man, like they really did show so much in the trailer because like all the like scariest shit I feel like they showed in the trailer, and then by the time you go see it, you're like, man, I've already seen.
The trailer did not show that thing, that like.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, true, but
that half human.
And you know, I'm sure the trailer didn't show certain things in this movie too, but it did show like I think for being more of a generic action movie kind of thing, like this is like it did show so much, kind of like a Fast and Furious or something, where you're like. You really did show a lot of the movie there for not being like anything really but an action movie. You kind of just showed a lot of the action, you know what I mean? So I think this does suffer a little bit from that. Because I don't think this is anything you really need to like rush out to theaters to go see.
Yeah.
Like I think this really would.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't.
I think it would have been better as like a Netflix movie or something. Yeah. Like with the caliber we're kind of getting of like budget and stuff for Netflix movies now. I think this would have been a better fit on something like that.
Yeah.
And it would have been a huge hit too on something like that. But
Yeah.
I think as it didn't win this weekend, the Now You See Me sequel did or whatever, and this got number 2. But it's also because that's PG-13 and this is R. But it's like, I don't know. I just think that would have been their best route with this at this point. And I'm sure it's gonna hit streaming in a month or so anyway, and it's gonna do great there. So it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. I just think that's the route they kind of should have gone with this, because we saw it in like IMAX and it was just not like something that I would say like, oh, you gotta go see this in IMAX, or you know what I mean? Like, nothing was really special about it, like where it was like this was really cool in IMAX or something to me, So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of like praise for this. I think even the action, like we said, which this is kind of what you're coming this movie to go see, isn't like bad. And the camera, they don't do like shaky cam or anything like that, where like it's all pretty clear and everything too, what you're seeing. But like, there wasn't a lot of like inventive set pieces to me, or like fight scenes or anything real. You know what I mean? Like, it was all pretty basic, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it was all competent, but like it was all pretty basic at the end of the day, and nothing like to write home about. Yeah, like there's just not really. I think there's been a couple scenes of like other people that I've seen being like the scene where he goes out in his bath towel or whatever.
Oh yeah, I was laughing at that. That wasn't probably meant to be funny. Maybe it was meant to be funny, but I was laughing because
I think it kind of was, because they've been like saying in the promo like Glen Towel or some shit like that.
Not even that. It's like yeah, because the towel would stay on while you're fucking just fighting.
I know
people.
that is kind of why it's funny, yeah, to me at least. Or it's like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, the towel's gonna stay on while you're like shooting someone. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with?
Oh, and then another actor people might recognize here, even though I don't know him too well, is Lee Pace.
Yeah.
And he plays the kind of one of the other villains, the hunter character.
Yep.
With the glasses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What about William H. Macy?
Oh yeah, and then William H. Macy also has a cameo in this of one scene, and he's kind of
No, I think it's like 2.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like.
It's not. He was there for one day, I feel like.
Sorry, like baby spoiler. It was the first one is when like he went to. What was Glen Powell's character's name?
Ben.
When Ben went to see his character, and then when they were like interrogating him, when they were trying to figure out where he was.
Okay. Oh,
so
that's
right.
2
scenes.
Yeah, his character's name was Molly, William H. Macy's. But yeah, I mean, I liked his character too, but I think I like William H. Macy, but yeah, he may as well have not even been in this. That could have been a deleted scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Probably.
And also, they the thing I found funny is, like I said to you, the wife and the kid character. They ultimately like completely fucking forget about that shit. They just throw that out the window, even though that's the whole thing that's motivating the plot of this movie. I was like, what? Are they just never going to go back to that, really? And like you said to me, they kind of do, but at the same time, I was like, that doesn't... No. Fuck that.
I don't get it. Why?
Yeah, it was just... I don't know. This movie also just kind of, to me, had like kind of like a weird ending. Like, I wasn't crazy about the ending, really, either. But I feel like it's because... And, we're going to get more in the specifics later, but, like, it was more because, like, everything kind of just conveniently wrapped up, like, very easily, to me, it seemed like.
Yeah, very, yeah.
And suddenly, and we'll get in that more later, details, but, yeah, wasn't really crazy about this. One little fun fact I did want to bring up, though, because I hadn't even talked to you about this yet, is that I guess I missed this, but I think it was because I was maybe just half clocked out with the movie at this point, like just going along barely. But I guess Michael Cera's character was in Maine, and I guess that was in Derry.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
So it's just like, yeah, they're just doing like a little Stephen King MCU now with Welcome to Derry and this
it's like
and
a little
stuff.
Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yep. I know I saw that. It was like.
Oh, so they did have Derry in there too or something?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. I didn't know if they like actually said it, but like, or if someone just figured out that
Yeah.
it must be Derry because it was in Maine. But yeah, that's pretty cool. No Pennywise though, for anyone wondering, or even like Pennywise trying to fuck with people, like he does in the Welcome to Derry show, where you're like, we haven't seen him yet, but like he's like messing with people. You don't even get something like that, so it's unfortunate. Nope. I don't know how you go to Derry and not have that happen, but
don't get.
Let's just say something happens in Derry at least, but not really anything supernatural, really.
Nope. No clowns involved.
Yeah, no clowns. But yeah, so I think like I don't know. To me, this was just like not offend. It was kind of like how I felt about The Predator, honestly, where I was like,
I don't know. I was not present for the Predator review. Did you?
No, like just like my feelings about it, like where I feel like I'm just kind of like this didn't offend me, and like I guess like it's like a passing for me, like a passing grade, but like barely. Like this really is kind of like a 6 out of 10 for me, like just flat, like it just barely crosses that line. It just, and like I know we don't really give scores, but like I just mean like, and I'm not trying to give one when I say that, but I just mean it barely passes that passing grade. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it barely passes like a D minus. Essentially, it gets like right to that where you barely scraped by. So yeah, it's not a bad, it's not failing, but it's just very forgettable too.
As you can tell, I'm not remembering a lot of things. You were like, who? This person.
And we didn't even see like
no
a late
idea.
showing or anything either. So, yeah, it's just like, but I think it's just one of those movies where it's just, that's not too surprising. And I think a lot of people kind of feel that way about something like this. So it's not too surprising because the, kind of the, since we're talking about rating and stuff, you know, since we don't really give review scores, we do kind of talk about them though, and the average kind of out there seems to be like a high six for this, like a 6.7. And I would say like I said, like at least in terms of how I grade things, which everyone is always kind of on a different scale, so it can kind of be a slippery slope. This but at least for me, this just is like more of a flat 6 where it just barely passes that passing grade of like a D minus. So but yeah, that's how I felt about it. But what about you? Do you think it was kind of like that, or do you think it was kind of like actually more like a failure to you? like
no,
more of a 5 or something?
No, I'm probably in like, I was gonna say like C minus.
Oh wow, so higher?
I don't know.
Like you give it like a more like a 70 range, like, or do you think you're more just like with kind of like the people out there, like that kind of rating?
Yeah. What is that? I can't.
6.7.
Yeah.
You think you're more in line with just kind of the people out there, basically? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool though. I mean, I wish I got more enjoyment out of this. Like I said, like it's Edgar Wright.
There was some enjoyment. Like,
no, and there definitely is, but like I don't know.
You're just like, ooh, don't get caught because 2 of your friends, like the other 2 people that were in this Running Man show, like died, and you're just like, oh.
Yo. And then also,
it's just, you know.
Yeah. Oh, those people at the beginning.
That dumbass guy.
You know
him on the Running Man. You know him on the show called The Running Man.
And that just goes so predictable too, because it's just like, oh wow, Glen Powell's the only one that survived out of like these 3 people, and two of the other of them besides him are fucking idiots. So Yeah, I don't know. I think like also from what I saw people saying, this is kind of one of those movies where not only did they show so much of what is kind of cool about it in the trailer, but like the trailer was actually kind of better than the movie.
Mm.
Where like the trailer almost like gets you more hyped or makes you think, oh, this is gonna be a better movie than it actually kind of ends up being.
I also don't think I saw the trailer.
Oh, okay.
So I think I went into this movie.
Pretty
That's
blind.
probably also why I'm giving it a higher rating. Let's be honest.
Because you went into it kind of more blind.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that can definitely help though. You know what I mean? Because like I think that's definitely affected like my scores of things, and that's why I wish I didn't even see the trailers of these things sometimes. But yeah, when you go to the theater,
It's inevitable because
Yeah.
you're going to see one movie, but then you're going to see trailers for another movie while
Exactly.
you wait. So it's
and I
like,
did just
here
see
you
in the
go.
trailer Michael Cera's in there, so yeah, it's okay that we spoiled that. But and so is the towel scene. So, but yeah, I guess at this point we can get kind of into the spoilers, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, spoiled it. You've been warned. We're going in the spoilers now. So you've been warned. Don't bitch in the comments if you got it spoiled because we just fucking warned you. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't be like, I was looking forward to this movie. It was my
They
favorite
spoiled
movie
it.
of the year.
They
and
spoiled it. This thing's called spoiled
No.
it, but they spoiled it for me.
You can't cry
I
about
didn't know
it.
they were gonna do that.
We warned you.
But yeah, so there's not a lot to spoil here, like we said. One of the things we can spoil is that his Glen Powell, of course, ends up surviving in the end, of course, because he's the protagonist. And like we said, that, or at least like I said, that was kind of a little too fast and sudden and convenient to me. Was like how he just survived that fucking plane crash thing. When you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, how did he survive that? And I know they kind of explained it where they were like, oh, it has a compartment that actually like shoots out and like that conspiracy guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's fucking stupid. So
No
like,
way.
and also like, I know that probably is what it actually was and how he survived, but also that guy was like doing conspiracies too. So I was like, that could also be total bullshit though. So like, I don't know. I was just like, I don't know how he survived that. That seems way too convenient. And then not only that, but they're able to like overthrow this entire like this is like the government and everything too basically in this universe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're able to just like start a resistance and like overthrow all this shit and like
Well, they're
what
also
seems like a
allowed.
matter of like
These people are allowed
days.
to like try to like hunt this person too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
just, like
and-
random people, like random.
Oh yeah, they're encouraged. So
Yeah.
like, yeah. So so we're also led to believe that like all these people would actually not fuck him over. I didn't even think about that until you just said that. Holy shit, that just made this even more stupid. So they're encouraged to fuck him over, but somehow in the end he starts a resistance and actually ends up overthrowing everyone, even though they could have like actually turned him in, and it would have like benefited them.
I don't know. I don't know.
Or did they say he died? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's some plot holes here, I think, guys. But
he does end up winning this
and
game show that they said nobody wins.
did it feel like this way to you at all? Because like someone suggested this actually, which I thought was an interesting little tidbit, like where it's not actually the case, or it may be, but we don't know for sure. But they said that the ending almost felt more like reshoots or something like that, or like they like a test audience like didn't like the ending and they were like, we like change it so it's like did it feel that way to you at all or anything, or did you think it was probably gonna just end like that no matter what?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just gonna end like that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I didn't really think like reshoots or anything either. I kind of it just felt like it was just generic kind of throughout, so I'm not surprised it kind of went that route, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think the delivery of how they like revealed that and everything was a little stupid, with like the conspiracy guy kind of like revealing that he was still alive and everything, and then yeah, I don't know. And then it ending with like him kind of just like killing or like punching fucking Josh Brolin in the face or whatever, I thought was a little stupid, like freeze framing or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's like the
Josh Brolin.
that's like the ultimate final shot of it, basically. And then what's his face? Coleman Domingo survives in the end
But
because he
played
basically
a good part.
like just tells Josh Brolin to go fuck himself.
He's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, you can clearly see that he won. It's like, what? Yeah. Josh Brolin was like, cock.
Yeah.
In this movie.
He was not weapons Josh Brolin, where like you kind of liked his character, even though he was kind of being a dick in weapons too, but like you kind of understood why he was doing what he was doing at least.
Yeah, for his kid.
Yeah.
But like,
and like you would probably think the same thing.
wow.
Like if you were
That's
in
what
his
I said.
shoes.
I said Josh Brolin is meant to play villain characters, I guess.
Yeah. And he was kind of a
Thanos.
dick in weapons too, and he did a good job when he had to be kind of a dick in that movie
Thanos.
too. So. But yeah, I think he's kind of a highlight here, even though that character's pretty weak. Coleman Domingo is. Glenn is okay. I think he's actually like the weakest out of the four that we kind of mentioned of like the main people, which is. He's not terrible, like we said, but like I just think, like I said, the fact that Edgar Wright like relies on comedy bits and stuff, he like just did not do a good job with that stuff. And I'm gonna make a statement now and say that I don't think it's Edgar Wright's writing, because he's kind of known for that, like with like the Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead movies and stuff, especially. So it's like that just doesn't seem to make sense to me here. I just think he was pushed by the studios and stuff for this movie, and it wasn't really the best fit. It wasn't a worst fit. Did a good job with the action stuff and everything, and I guess he does his own stunts too, so like that's really impressive. But yeah, I think he's capable and good with that sort of stuff in this movie, but not good with the comedic aspects, which is what, like I said, Edgar Wright's kind of known for. So I just don't think he was the best fit to be the leading man person in this. But he doesn't do bad, though. I just think he's the weakest of the bunch. And then some of those other people we mentioned are sadly kind of just cameos, like Michael Cera and William H. Macy. So they do like a good job, and you almost want to see more from those characters. But you get very little ultimately, and they're both killed ultimately too, right?
I don't know about William H. Macy's.
They're like tortured at least, or
he was tortured.
Tortured or
Michael
killed,
Cera's
right?
character was killed because he got fucking domed.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, so you know, you get very little from them. You get a lot from Glenn because of the leading man, and then a pretty good bit from Coleman and Josh Brolin. But overall, you know, like we said, I think this is one that is probably going to be on like VOD in like a couple weeks or whatever. And I would say just wait for it on that if like you've been wanting to see this. Like, I think you're going to have more fun with this movie, like inviting your friends over and like watching it like at your house.
In the comfort of your home.
Yeah, and like getting like maybe a little drunk or high like while you watch it or something, like
in the comfort of the couch.
Safely, of course. Like you're having a sleepover with your friends and you're getting drunk and stoned. But you know, doing all that and watching this, I think, you know, you might have some fun with it at least. But going to theaters, you're not going to regret it. And it's an action movie, so some people are going to want to see this in IMAX and, you know, large formats and premium formats. But I just don't think, you know, out of all the like actiony kind of movies like that and stuff that I've seen this year, I'd say this was like on the very lower end of like one that like, if I'd known I was spending like that extra couple dollars on the premium format, I would have just probably seen it in standard. But yeah, is there any other spoilers really? I can't remember.
They make you think they like killed his family.
Killed his family. Yeah. I would have liked that twist if they actually kind of went through with that. I know that would have been dark.
Really, really dark.
Yeah. But that's what I was honestly
That's why I also knew it
that's
was
what
fake.
also like made me like pissed off, I think, at this movie, because I completely forgot about that until you just brought this up. But I thought they were gonna possibly go that route, and I know that would have been dark as hell. But like I was like, damn, this would have made me kind of understand, like, or like I think vibe a little bit more with the fact of like why he's always so pissed off, like where he's always so angry. But like instead, like I feel like that ended up kind of feeling a little stupid with that like aspect of his character. Where like, he was just constantly punching glass and shit, like like leaving like a you know what I mean, like leaving like fucking like punch stain in the glass and shit. Yeah. It's just like, dude, like we get it.
The moment that happened, I was like, oh, there's no way. I was like, they're not gonna kill off a baby.
No, I kind of figured, but then like they kind of did go with it for a little bit. So
for a little
bit,
I was like,
oh, maybe they are gonna do this. Holy shit! But and it was R, so I was like, maybe, but no, they don't fucking do that. I should have known, but ultimately they never kind of really returned to those wife and daughter characters. They kind of do, but like not really. Not like with like any like sort of scene where they have like a conversation again at the very least, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just like they barely return to that. They may as well not even have returned to it, of like showing her in the grocery store or whatever the fuck, and like he's like outside. Like that was just, I forgot about that. Like when you said that to me, I was like, holy shit, I forgot about that. Yeah. But yeah, I think the reason I thought that was a little stupid too is because it almost seemed like it was going with that kind of like chosen one thing a little bit. Like he's like the chosen one, like everyone starts like rallying behind him, like he's like Paul Atreides or some shit from Dune. And I was just kind of like, yeah, this ending just it's all wrapping up way too conveniently for me. So yeah, I think a lot of weak aspects. Maybe any sort of fun that was kind of wrangled here was because Edgar Wright's doing it, and he is a good director, and he usually does fun action things and comedy things. But besides that, you're getting a very generic movie that I think, like I said, would have felt to me much more fit on like Netflix or something, especially since Glen Powell's been like doing some things on Netflix and everything. That's what I've seen him on, at least. It was like that movie Hitman he did. But yeah, I just think this definitely would have been a better fit for something like that. But not mad I saw it, but it's just probably a movie I'll never see again. So yeah. And I think everyone kind of seemed to feel that way about this. It seems like we're on the same page. Other people kind of seem to be in our range too. So it's like, it's not a bad film, but it's in that 6 to 7 range, you know? So it's just kind of like I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We should just end this right now, shouldn't we?
Gets up,
walks out. But
the way he just looked at me, he knew it was on my mind.
I just realized that it has like we said, it had a 6-7 too. So
if you say it one more time, it's
kind of interesting.
I'm gonna implode.
But we've already brought it up in this episode multiple times. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Look at the score. But yeah, I just think it's, you know, in that kind of forgettable range of that sort of range for people, and that can almost be worse than like being like a movie that's like a 3 or a 4, because like that is worse, but at least it's kind of more memorable in a way when you're like, dude, that movie was so bad, like you gotta see this is like a fucking 3 out of 10 or something like that, you know. And it's like with something like this, when something to me is more in that like 5 to 7 range, it can be like very forgettable almost, where you're like, you were so close, but ultimately like you didn't really piss me off, or you were so laughably bad that it's like good, but like you were just like forgettable almost, or it was kind of like almost boring and like hard to get through at points. Like, because the pacing for this is 2 hours and 13 minutes, and like I didn't think it was like terrible, but like I definitely thought this could have been like a shorter film too, with like what we kind of got with how standard we were kind of talking about how this is and everything. I'm like, this could have been shorter than 2 hours and 13 minutes. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think, most people are going to feel this way about it. Obviously check it out for yourself if you're interested, if you like Stephen King things or whatever. I will say, even though it's Stephen King, also, if you've never seen these, it doesn't really feel like a Stephen King thing, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not really. No.
Even though we've kind of talked about that in this episode, it doesn't really feel like kind of what you usually get with things like that he does, though. Besides, like, maybe just the concept itself. Like, the concept maybe seems like something you do, but then everything else about this is not really Stephen King-y.
No.
So,
so
just be
either.
warned about that if you don't know that either. But yeah, otherwise I think that's about it for this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to spoil here. And I think we talked about Glenn enough for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I know Dan is probably sick of hearing about Glenn right now, especially. So,
Sorry, Dan.
remember to comment if you want to get the free poster, or maybe one that doesn't actually have that on there, because we also have extra posters too.
Yes. Oh, speaking of posters.
Oh, yes. Hand me the thingamajigger. All right, Pose. If you want to follow Two Pose in a Pod, you can follow us on YouTube at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV Studios, Facebook at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV, Instagram at Two Pose in a Pod /BorgasNL, which is my personal page, and Grill TV Official, X formerly Twitter at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV, TikTok at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV. Also listen to Two Pose in a Pod on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, CastBox, Good Pods, iHeart Radio, Overcast, Pocket Casts, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
All the casts.
Yes.
All
We're on
the
everything. Thank you, Pose. We appreciate you joining us on this one, as always. Say goodbye, Haylo.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you on the next one, Pose.
See you